Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the fourth series of Doctor Who. Thank you to everybody who's watched and commented on my series 1, 2 and 3 Doctor Who videos. That's much appreciated. Now there are series 4 Doctor Who DVDs, which as you can see here at the spines. So I'll just go through them I'll go through each of them individually before I give an overall opinion. So the first one is this one, which is very attractive. You have Donna on the front, played by Tate, who I absolutely adore, and of course Mr. Tennant as the Doctor. And you also have an Ood there, which are iconic characters. I don't know why, because I've never really been attached to the Ood. They're not like the Daleks or the Cybermen or anything. They're not characters that leap out at you. But very creepy characters actually, but whatever. They are quite interesting. Now on this we have Partners in Crime, The Fires of Pompeii and Planet of the Ood. Now Partners in Crime is obviously the opening episode for this. We really get to know Donna's character more after we saw her in The Runaway Bride, which I will be doing a separate video on the Doctor Who Christmas specials, so look out for that. The Partners in Crime was okay, but what I loved about it was the adipose, which there's actually an adipose on there, or a little marshmallow man. He is so cute. I actually have the 5-inch Doctor Who figure, which comes with the little adipose. I'm actually going to do a separate video on them as well. So they are just adorable. And then we have the Fires of Pompeii, which I was a bit, it's okay. I'm sorry, my camera's skew out. There we go. And then we have the Fires of Pompeii, which I did like, but it's not my favourite. And Planet of the Ood, which by this point, now if you see my other videos, you'll know that I'm very attached to the Billie and David companionship there. So any episode that reminds me of that is a little bit hard to watch. And of course, Planet of the Ood reminded me of the Satan Pit, which was a little hard to watch, but I managed to watch it, and it was very beautiful, very soft and gentle the episode was, which was lovely, because obviously a lot of the videos can be too harsh and fast paced, but this one was nice and gentle and just a pleasure to watch. Now after this we have a very pinky purple DVD, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, because a lot of the DVDs are blue and red, so it's nice to have a girly one for a change. And then here we have the Sontaran, Stratagem, the Poison Sky, the Doctor's Daughter, and the Unicorn and the Wasp. So Sontaran, Stratagem and the Poison Sky are a 2-part episode with the Sontaran, who is that big guy there, in case you don't know. And now what I liked about this is Freema Agyeman came back. He played Martha in the last series, and it was so good to have Freema back. I was devastated when she left, and it was great to see her back in this. It was a shame she wasn't around for long, but never mind. Then you have the Doctor's Daughter, which I didn't like, but I think the reason I didn't like it was because I was jealous, because Georgia Moffett, who plays Jenny, as in the Doctor's Daughter there, allegedly was dating David Tennant for a while. I don't know if they still are. I want to say they're not, because I'm just really jealous. But that's just an aside from it. But as an episode itself, it was okay. It flowed reasonably well, but it's not the best. It's not one that sticks in my mind. So there's not really that much excitement in it, I don't think. Although I did like the hikes. I really liked the hikes in that episode. I thought they were quite interesting. And then you have the Unicorn and the Wasp, which takes it back to the 1920s, an era that I absolutely adore. And that brings us Agatha Christie and the Vespa form. Now I love the Vespa form. I'm petrified of wasps, but I just really like the idea of bringing this wasp-like creature to life. Instead of creating a robotic, it's just a really robotic, unrealistic thing that doesn't belong, then you just have a giant wasp, which could happen, you know, especially if you've got a phobia. I don't have a phobia of wasps, but I am petrified. And you have a picture of the Vespa form there, and that is just really creepy looking. Now the third and second last DVD has Silence in the Library, Forest of the Dead and Midnight. Now that's there, and you have River Song, who is obviously becoming quite an important character now. Now, Silence in the Library and Forest in the Dead are a 2-part episode, which I fell in love with straight away. First of all, I actually spent a lot of my time as a child in the library, so that sort of relating myself to the situation and the fact that it's in a library is very nice, because but it's just nice, you know. It's always good when you can relate to an episode. I'm really baffling today, aren't I? And then you have Midnight, which I didn't like. I think that's the easiest way to put it. I didn't like it at all. I didn't think there was much to the episode. In fact, I can't remember any quotes from it. There was nothing that stood out. I've watched it 3 times. I think the 3rd time I watched it, I was just sort of half asleep. Probably not because it was boring, probably because I was exhausted, but it's not that exciting for me. I just didn't enjoy it that much. And then we have this one, which made me cry for a very, very long time with excitement more than anything else. Now this has Turn Left, The Stolen Earth and Journey's End. Turn Left, it was okay. But then The Stolen Earth and The Journey's End was best episode of the season, I think, and best episode of the last 2 seasons. Reason being, Billie came back. I remember I was in the cinema. This would have been early 2000. Well, wait, when was I start? 2008. This season was out in 2008. So it would have been early 2008. I was sitting in the cinema, and the trailer came on for season 4. And first of all, the theme tune to season 4 is beautiful. I absolutely love the season 4 trailer. It's on the soundtrack CD, which I have. If you haven't got that, go and buy it, because it's lovely. But I was in the cinema, and do you know the sort of bit in the theme tune where it goes didoo, didoo? It's a really bad interpretation, but you know it's got this sort of drum beat and then the silence, and the drum beat and then the silence. And on every drum beat there was a face of somebody, and it had the drum beat, and then you had the picture of Billie looking up at the sky with the gun, and oh my god, my heart just dropped, my jaw dropped, I completely forgot what film I was going to see. I just wanted to watch the trailer. I couldn't care less about the film. But for the record, the film was The Bucket List, just whatever. And I was just like, oh my god. I just couldn't believe it. I had no idea she was coming back. My heart was pounding. My heart's racing just now. I think I'm getting a little bit carried away with myself. But that was so good. And then when I watched it, I cried. Because in that episode, which is beautiful, it's kind of like the Doctor's last episode in the sense that you have everybody back. Obviously he's fighting the Daleks in the episode, which, you know, the Doctor had to be fighting the Daleks, didn't he? And in the episode you've got Elizabeth Sladen, who played Sarah Jane. You've got Camille Coduri, who played Jackie, which was really great. Noel Clarke for Mickey. Freema Agyeman, Martha. You had Catherine Tate as Donna. There's the boy who played Luke in the Sarah Jane Adventures, whose name's completely passed me. You had Harriet Jones. Harriet Jones was there. Oh my god. It was such a lovely, lovely episode. You know, everybody was in it. If I said Captain Jack, because Captain Jack was in it too. And it was so perfect. There were so many emotional parts in it. I cried a lot, and it is just such a lovely, lovely episode. I find that easier to watch than Doomsday, but it's still quite hard to watch. But it is so, so lovely and well worth it. Fantastic end to the series. Great way to see it off. A great way to end David's final series, because of course that was his last proper series before he had the specials and things. Just absolutely perfect in every way. Now, as far as prices go, because you're going to want to buy these because they are great, you're looking at around about £5 a DVD. You can also get the box set for a little bit more. I've said previously, season 1 and 2 DVDs or box sets are £12 now. Couldn't tell you exactly how much the box set for this one is, but it's not exactly that cheap. But there's also a new box set out, which is season 1, 2, 3, 4 in the specials, which I think is about £60, I want to say, maybe 100. I could be wrong. It depends on where you go. I've seen it a few different places, but yeah, so go and buy them if you can. But I do have to point out that 3 of these are 12s, as you can see there, they're all 12s, whereas the last one's a PG. Now, I would say this one's a PG just because it's so heartbreaking, but as they are, I don't know why they're 12s. It's like Doctor Who sort of aging more as it goes along, and it's stepping away from its target audience. I think they should have stuck with their PG or their Universal or whatever the other ones were, because it is a kids, well, it's a kids family show essentially, so it should be available for everybody, but unfortunately they're not, although I don't think there was any warnings on the TV saying this is not suitable for under 12s. Because I know my brother-in-law watched it. My brother was like 4 at the time. Okay, my brother's 8 now, my math is way off. My brother was like 6 at the time. But yeah, they're all great. Actually, I'll tell you here, this one is a 12 because it contains moderate threat and 1 gory moment. This one because it has threat and fantasy horror. And this one because it has moderate fantasy horror. Anyway, so feel free to leave comments and video responses and things with your thoughts. Let me know if you like the series. Maybe you didn't, or maybe it's your favourite, who knows. Let me know what you thought of Billie coming back as well, because I'd like to think I'm not the only person who got excited about that. And feel free to leave any type of messages and anything. And also I do requests, remember, so if there's any shows you want me to watch, any films you want me to get hold of, just let me know and I'll see what I can do for you. And I think that's everything, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!